Get out of the way. Where'd you get that? Buy it? Stole it? It's like herding cats. You have to call everybody to. Jeff. It is time. All right, welcome to the Citadel Football Weekly Press Conference. It's VMI week. Citadel coming off a 20-14 win over Chattanooga on Saturday. Now 4-3 on the season, 2-3 in SoCon play. Listed in receiving votes in both FCS polls. Host VMI here for homecoming on Saturday. Here, John. Kickoff at 2 p.m. And one last reminder on parking, media and game day crew if you're here. Media is going to be back across from Joe Riley Park on the east side of the development over there. Your press pass will work. It'll get you in, but that's where we'll park on Saturday. So just for homecoming just this week. This time I'll ask Coach Brent Thompson to come up to the podium, make an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Thank you, Zeke. Well, it certainly is good to be back here. Certainly be good to be back on the winning side of the win-loss column here this week. It was a interesting football game. I thought we played extremely well in portions of the game. The first half, offensively, we felt our way around a little bit. We had a couple of good turnovers to create some good field position. Unfortunately, we didn't convert enough points in the first half, and it was a fairly close game. Challenged the guys at the second half that we needed to play a little bit better. And in really the second half, it was probably our best half of football. We made a lot of really spectacular plays. I've got two guys with me here today that made some great plays, including Grant Drakeford, our starting A-back, and then Aaron Spann, our starting safety. But you also had great plays from Dominique Allen and Kali Williams and some really big plays throughout the second half that really kind of, I thought, sealed the game up for us. It was an extremely well-played game on both sides. Not a lot of turnovers. I thought that was the key to it. We had time of possession, turnovers, and we rushed for over 400 yards. So it ended up being a pretty good day for us. Other than the special teams, I think we gave up too much in return yards. We gave up too much punt return, kickoff return, and we didn't convert the 2 field goals that we should have converted. So we're going to work hard to fix those mistakes, get better from those, and continue to get better on the offense and the defensive side. We've got a very good football team coming in this weekend. It's a team that I told my guys they're motivated to beat you. They came out last year and gave us every single thing that they had. They tried a trick kick at the beginning of the second half. They tried a fake punt. They tried 2 trick plays that worked out for them. So they did everything that they possibly could. They showed a different defense than they've showed. So they're out to beat us, and we know that. And it's homecoming for us. We'll be excited. We'll be ready to play. There's no doubt that we're going to have our guys out there ready to go and ready to get another win for the Shake-Up. We're excited about the crowd that's going to be here. I know it's going to be a sellout crowd, just about probably around 16,000, 17,000. And it certainly should be a great atmosphere for a good college football game in the Military Classic of the South. Questions?
Brent, what was the difference in the run game on Saturday?
Well, I thought we got our A-backs more involved, and I thought our A-backs did a great job of not only blocking for one another, but being able to run the football. And there's a couple of just, even those 4- and 5-yard gains they add up. We were able to drive the ball. At one time, we were pinned on the 5-yard line, and we were able to make a 95-yard drive, and that was due to just a great conversion. Grant had a great third down conversion there. We were able to make some plays, and we were able to keep them just enough off of us in the first half with the pass game that it opened up a little bit of the perimeter play in the second half.
How are you gauging, or how would you grade Dom's comfort level as far as the passing game is concerned? Do you feel like he's kind of getting into a little bit of a rhythm whenever he needs to?
He's got his moments. every day is kind of it's a new scenario for him as to where the support's coming from. So he's got to be able to train his eyes to see who's firing and where they're coming from, and that way we know exactly where the ball needs to go. So we threw 2 consecutive back-to-back passes there in the first half. In the first one, we had a guy open, and we come back and we run just about the same exact play to the backside, and he knew where to go with it at that time. So he learns from the mistakes. He learned from the fact that there was an open guy there and was able to convert it the next time around. We also had a pretty good wheel route that was thrown. It was a little bit of a tough catchable ball to Cam Jackson, but I thought he put it in a good spot for where the ball needed to be placed. So, I thought his passing game we didn't call a whole lot. I think it was 2 of 7, but we had some more opportunities that we could have taken advantage of.
How much confidence or even relief do you get when you see your team play a second half like that? And they didn't let it snowball. They came back and they took control.
The best thing that I saw was, and what I warned our guys about against Wofford was we had some opportunities on both sides of the ball. We didn't make the plays that we needed to make, but we made those plays. We made those plays on both sides of the ball on offense and defense. That was the Citadel football team that we need. That was the Citadel football team that we had last year. We needed big plays. We got them, and it builds confidence. And throughout the years, when you, as of last year, when you started to get things going, you started to make those plays at key times, and that's what we did last year. So I think we're growing up, and we're getting into the point where we can start to make those plays on a regular basis.
What is Khalil Williams' status this week? Is he practicing?
Khalil is still day to day. He was left the game in the second half last week. Not very serious, but we're going to keep an eye on it to see what it is. Did not practice on Sunday. We're going to see whether he practices today, or probably won't do a whole lot today, but we'll have some movement today.
Brent, the Citadel's a little unusual in that it doesn't have one main rival. It seems to have several. How do you rank the Citadel's rivals and distinguish among them with the guys?
Well, for us, I had this conversation back a couple weeks ago, and that it probably goes back to what is our players and what is our team and what do the coaches feel as rivals. Wofford, I think, has become a huge rival for us just because of the battles that we've had over the last 3-4 years since we've been here. So that's really become a big rival for us, and I do hear that, especially with our upstate alumni. Furman's always been a huge rival for us because of it used to be the last game of the year, and I know a couple of years they tell the story back in the 70s. It kept us out of the playoffs, and then of course you had the coaches going back and forth between Furman and the Citadel. So at one time that was a huge rival. This one's a rival just for the fact that we're two similar institutions. We've got same base values. We've got the core cadets, and we're just interesting dynamics between the two of them. And we need to create this thing as a huge rival for us, because I know up there in Lexington they're treating it as a big rival. And I wanted our guys to kind of get that same feeling. So last year I took the Shako away from our guys and told them what it would be like without it. This year I'm putting it on display for every team. Every team meeting that we have, it's going to be front and center in the room, and we're going to be able to see that. It means a lot to us. I also put Beat VMI posters all around the office because it needs to be a big rivalry for us, being that it is a homecoming game too for us. Thank you.
All right, our first cadet athlete up is junior running back Grant Drakeford at 97 yards on Saturday, and a key 45-yard run in the third quarter to set up the go-ahead touchdown. Grant, you want to come on up? We'll take questions.
Grant, what did you see as being different in the running game Saturday that enabled the team to produce a little more?
I mean, for the most part, we just really executed it, and we didn't have any missed assignments from the offensive side with the blocks from the linemen to the A-backs to the wide receivers. Everybody really did their job, and we were able to get out on the perimeter a lot and get some big plays going.
Grant, I'll ask you the same question about rivals. How do the guys rank the Citadel's rivals, and where does VMI fall in the pecking order?
Well, I feel like them being a rival, I feel like that's a tradition of the Citadel. For us, or for the players playing now, I feel like Wofford's probably our biggest rival right now. As Coach said, with the games we've played the last 2 to 3 years where I've been here, and they just all been close in battles. The playoff game, everything's just been tight, and just battles back and forth. So I feel like Wofford's probably our #1 rival right now.
When Coach took the Shako away from you guys, did you notice it? I mean, And then you see it front and center all the time now.
Oh, definitely. We have our little trophy room up top when you go upstairs in Signius Hall, and definitely when you don't see one of your trophies that you've earned, it definitely makes you realize what it is and the importance of it. And so this week we're going out there trying to keep that silver Shako in Charleston.
Anyone else? Thank you, Grant.
Thank you.
And our last cadet athlete, junior defensive back Aaron Spann III, 2 interceptions on Saturday, and the game-sealing interception in the end zone with 70 seconds left. So, Aaron, if you'll come on up.
How y'all doing today?
Aaron, talk about that last play and what you read as the play developed and all that.
The last play, so Khalid went down pretty early in the second half, so we had Kafari Buffalo in. I told him that we ran a cover 2 look, and I told him to trust his eyes and that I had his back if a route would come back to my side. So I saw the quarterback look over to his side, and I ran to his side to have his back, and quarterback threw me the ball, stepped in front and picked it.
I'll ask you the same question about rivals. How do you think the guys see VMI in the pecking order of Citadel rivals?
It's up there. I think Wofford is probably number 1 right now. Me personally, I treat everybody as a rival. So, but VMI is traditionally our rival. We want to beat those guys, prove that we're the better military school, not only in football but cadet things too. So we hold it pretty high.